What's up, everyone? This is Roxy, Firewife Lawyer Mom, and today we are going to talk about the top 10 things to finish your homeschool year strong. Stay tuned.
It has ever come easy. We come too far to give up now. We've never been so close. Can't you see that when we let go, we'll be free? So forget the fear. Come out.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Firewife Lawyer Mom. If you're new here, I just want to welcome you to our Firewife Lawyer Mom family. And I just want to let you know the reason why I'm Firewife Lawyer Mom is because I am the wife of a firefighter. I also happen to be a lawyer and a mama. And I decided, because of the COVID craziness, to up my level of difficulty and actually homeschool my children. So it has been an amazing first year of homeschool for me. But I'm so excited to share this journey with you. I definitely would love for you to subscribe to my channel if you want to see my amazing videos. This video, however, is a collaboration with Abby from Rooted in Rest and Jessica from the Waldock Way. Now, I just want to tell you guys, I'm going to link their channel below, and I'm also going to link a playlist that has a bunch of other amazing homeschool moms who are going to give you their tips for finishing the homeschool year strong. Now, I absolutely love Jessica and Abby because they have been kind of like my, peers in the homeschool community, and I've looked up to them so much for all of their amazing videos that have helped me, actually helped this little new homeschool mommy to do what I have been able to do. And I so appreciate their videos and their channels for all they have done to inspire me in my homeschooling, to sometimes comfort me when I'm stressed at homeschooling. And so I just want to thank them for this collaboration. And hopefully, even though it is my first year, that you guys will find my tips also helpful. Now, again, it's my first year, so I don't have a lot of experience, but I'm just going to let you guys know today what I'm going to be doing, the top 10 things that I'm going to be doing to finish my homeschool year strong, because there isn't anything more amazing to know that I survived my first homeschool year. So I'm very excited for what's to come. So let's get into the tips. First thing I'm going to do is celebrate. I'm going to definitely celebrate this amazing thing that we have done. Now, homeschool mamas, I know that sometimes life is crazy and you can kind of get caught up in the mundane of things, but just know that what you're doing is God's work. You're homeschooling your children. You're deciding to make them and their education a priority in your life. So you have to celebrate that. So to finish a year strong, if you're married, I recommend that you and your husband, who I like to call my husband the principal of our homeschool, go out for a celebration, go out for a date night, toast to how you either survived your first homeschool year because you are done with it, or you have survived another homeschool year if you've been doing it for a long time. I truly believe that that's important. You know, moms and dads working together to homeschool their children, it is a joint effort. Whether the husband is working or whether or not he's home, or whether or not the dads out there are homeschooling, it's a joint effort between one and the other. And so you guys should celebrate that team effort by going out for a date night. So that's one of the first things that I'm going to be doing, is scheduling for the end of the year a date night for me and my husband to just celebrate and this amazing accomplishment at what we have done with homeschooling our children and how amazing this decision has been for us. The second thing I'm going to do is to finish my year strong, is I'm going to look at where I'm at, right? Where at this point am I at in my homeschooling, and where do I want to be? Okay, now this is kind of where we can get caught up with our perfectionist or our type A kind of personality and want to get everything done and rush everything so we could say like we had a plan at the beginning of the year and we fully executed the plan. So I kind of feel that at this point, we've got to give ourselves some grace and really know that, we have come this far, and that at this point, we should be prioritizing what it is that we want to accomplish and how we want to finish the year strong. So I kind of look through. Now I have another video where I show you guys how I prepared for my first homeschool year and how I organized my curriculum and how I planned for it. And I'm going to link that video in this description box. But I'm going to look through what I created at the beginning of the year, which was my course of study, and look at how that course of study has played out. As you guys know, I take an Excel sheet. I go through every week of our school year and kind of plan out all of my lessons in advance. And the reason why I do that is because I'm a working mom. So I need to really know that I have a map that I can follow, and I don't want to be planning every single week what I'm going to be doing. I want to know, and I plan my year ahead of time so that I can know exactly what I need to do, and I can open and go and be ready to homeschool my children. So I kind of look at my course of study. I see, okay, where do I want to be? I look at the core subjects. I always like to focus on the core. That's one of the things that I have always showed you guys in my videos. I focus on the reading, the writing, and the math. What is it that needs to get done? And even with those things, based on, and remember guys, this is my first year of homeschooling. So my children were in school for a very long time before I decided to homeschool. My oldest one is in 3rd grade. And I know from when I used to get all of those books home from school, all the textbooks used to come home to me, and I would open them and I couldn't believe how much was not done in those textbooks. They were blank. Some of them were only filled, the kids only wrote in them like 25 to 50% of the textbook was actually written in. So that kind of gave me some comfort, although it alarmed me. And it's one of the reasons why I left the system and I came and homeschooled my children, is that you've got to understand that in regular school, kids, you know, the teachers don't finish the textbooks. They don't finish the work. They skip units, they skip chapters. And so I kind of try to look at what I have left to do, and I prioritize. I make a list of things that I kind of wanted my kids to learn and to make sure they mastered, and I kind of put those at the front end, and the rest I kind of do if I have time, type of thing. So I definitely kind of look at where I'm at. I figure out where I want to be. I give myself grace and don't require that I overwhelm myself with it. And then I kind of make a list for both of my children. Okay, this is what I want to do. These are my 5 or 6 bullet points, and we kind of focus on that. Now, I still do a couple of other things just to make sure that we don't, feel that the last few months are stressful, but I try to keep it to that, focus on that core. Then the third thing I do is I make a list of my summer goals. So we are not year-round homeschoolers. We do stop in the summer just because my daughter is a competitive dancer and she does some dancing and stuff like that in the summer. So we want to also do a little bit of schooling because I feel like children during the summer lose a lot of information, and I don't want to spend the first 2 or 3 months of the next school year preparing them and getting them back and catching them up from what they've lost in the summer. So I think there are statistics out there that say that kids lose like a certain amount of information every summer just based on the fact that for those 3 months they don't do anything. So I always like to have some kind of a summer plan. We don't do a heavy amount of work during the summer, but I do like to have maybe a little summer worksheet or summer workbook that they work on. So I make a list of what it is that I want them to work on. I also use the summer to do some extra practice if there's things that they didn't master during the school year. So I plan on making a list of my summer goals. Number 4 thing that I'm going to do to finish my year strong is I'm going to plan a last week of school fun week, okay? And so this is something that you could do that is not going to be super time consuming. Now, I know there are people that do all of these elaborate celebrations. I work, so I ain't got time for that. But I'm going to plan a little fun week. And what's the fun week going to look like? It's basically a week where the kids can dress up in different ways. So I'll have like Monday will be pajama day. Tuesday will be backwards day. Wednesday will be dress like your teacher or dress like your principal, which would be either me or my husband. So dress like them day, or, dress like your favorite animal, or dress like your favorite decade. So I'm just going to have that little fun week. I think it's very easy to do. It's not really a lot of work you have to put into it because they can really use a lot of things that they already have. Also, dress like your favorite holiday. So you could bring out the boxes of maybe their holiday clothes, and they could wear, their favorite Christmas outfit or Easter outfit or, bunny shirt or whatever. So I want to plan a little fun week for them. We will do a celebration the last day of school, probably take them to the water park or do, you know, a pizza or something like that fun. But if you have a tradition that you do, definitely put it on the description, on the comments section so that I can get some ideas. But I am planning a little fun week, so I'll make a list of that. Number 5, make a list of things you want to do differently while it's still fresh in your mind. So here is the time for you to kind of sit down, grab a notebook, grab a cup of coffee, and kind of critique your year. You know, how did it go for you? And I think it's really good to do it during this time because it's still kind of fresh in your mind because you're still in it, right? You're still in the school year. You're still wrapping things up. So I think it's a great time for you to sit down and just jot down some pros and cons, maybe some pros and cons of what has worked as far as your schedule. You know, was it a good schedule this year that you guys followed? Should you tweak anything? Is there anything you could do maybe that may make things less stressful or easier? Do you have a child that is kind of getting to an age where they're a little more mature and now you're going to be able to let them be more independent with their homeschool? So I kind of want to take some time to just critique my year and how I would do things differently. So be your own evaluator and do it in a time where it's still, you know, the freshest in your mind. Number 6 is I'm going to do a homeschool journal. So this is kind of like a little photo book that I'm going to create to just get some highlights. Now, if you're a homeschool mommy like me, you have taken pictures, you know, if you've taken pictures and posted them on Instagram or Facebook of you guys doing centers or a special project or something, I think now is the time to kind of take all of those pictures, super easy, save them all into a file and send them to either Shutterfly or one of these sites that you can make a little photo book of your homeschool year. And I think it's awesome because it doesn't require you to keep all of their projects. Another thing that you could do as well is use a service called Archive. And I'll link their site below. But it's basically where you take, like, you know, maybe 15 to 20 of the crafts or the projects that they have done throughout the year. You order this box that comes for free and you ship it all to them and they make it into this book of all of the crafts that they've done throughout the year. I think that would be an awesome memory because I don't know about you, but my garage gets pretty full of boxes of their old crafts and things that they did that you just don't want to throw them away because they were so cute when they did their little handprints and all those things. So I recommend that you take this time to maybe collect some of those things before you go through the end of your school year kind of clear out, and you take those things and you either send them to Archive or you send them to Shutterfly and make a little book, because obviously once the school year is over, you kind of don't want to have to keep thinking about the past year. You're ready to move on to the new year, and you may not want to do that, and then maybe it kind of won't get done if you don't put it on your list. So you want to make sure that maybe you do that during this time to finish up strong and know that, hey, you know, I have my year recorded and memorialized in this beautiful way. The next one that I want to show you guys is number 7, is for you to look at your curriculum. Do a little curriculum review, okay? And again, this is a great time to do it because it's all fresh in your mind. You're still, you know, kind of going through that curriculum. So I recommend that you take kind of if you had a list of curriculum, a shopping list that you had maybe created at the beginning of the year, go back to that shopping list and write some little notes on the margins. You know, pros, I didn't like this curriculum, it was too teacher intensive, or I didn't like this curriculum because my child didn't really gel with it well. And kind of do that so that when you're deciding to purchase next year's curriculum, you have those notes in mind. Now, whether or not you do it now or you do it in the middle of the summer as far as buying your new curriculum, you're gonna want to have that fresh in your mind, those notes fresh, that you knew what worked and what didn't work. So I'm definitely going to do that as well. Number 7, actually number 8, I don't even know where I am with my numbers anymore, but number 8 is I will organize my homeschool things, my homeschool stuff for my portfolio. So I live in the state of Florida, and in the state of Florida, they require me to keep a portfolio of my child's year. So this is the time where I'm going to start gathering that portfolio and getting it ready. Now, I did a lot of stuff at the beginning of the year in order to prepare for this portfolio so that I didn't have to do it all at the end of the year. And I'm going to make a separate video of what my portfolio is going to look like, but I have some really great plans for it, and I want to make some suggestions for you if your state requires it. But if your state doesn't require it and it requires something else, like maybe you have to take a standardized test, or maybe you have to have, you know, some kind of a filing system of the work, whatever it is that you need to get done for purposes of complying with your homeschool laws, I definitely recommend that you take the time to do it now, because you may not really have the energy to want to do it in the summer when you've got plans and things going on. Another thing is take a look at, if you have multiple children, if there's a child that, for example, in the state of Florida, we have to send to the superintendent of schools a letter of intent that we are going to be homeschooling that child. But we don't have to send it until the child is 6 years old. Well, maybe you have a child that you've been homeschooling that is turning 6, either or turned 6 this year or will be turning 6 in the summer. So put that on your list. That's the letter of intent that you need to get done. Get it done now, because as long as it's done 30 days in our state before you start homeschooling, you would have complied with the statute. Again, I'm a lawyer, so I know this kind of stuff. So if there's a child that may be going into that stage of their life and you need to do a letter of intent, get it done, check it off your list. And the last thing that I'm going to do to finish my homeschool year strong is I am going to start planning for next year, right? Start brainstorming the curriculum. This is when my husband always tells me, this is like when I'm listening to YouTube videos and podcasts and all kinds of things for like a month or two. He's just so tired of curriculum. All I do is talk to him about it and say, well, I like this and I don't like that. And so he just has a lot of, pray for him for patience, because he just, I don't know if you guys can relate, but definitely this is the time that I start planning for next year. And when I say planning, I don't pressure myself into having the entire schedule of exactly what I'm going to do in every lesson for every year. No, my goal for the end of the year is to just choose the curriculum and order the curriculum. That's all. Wait for it to come in, and then I'll get to it probably closer to May or June. But at least I'm starting to have those juices flowing and thinking about what I'm going to be using next year. Also, what kind of read alouds, anything that I need to purchase, I will be doing that at this time. So that's it. Those are my top 10 things that I'm going to do to finish my homeschool year strong. I hope this gave you guys some ideas of things that you could do. Again, I'm a first-year mama, so first-year homeschool mama. So if you guys got any additional ideas, leave them in the comments. I welcome all of your help, because we're all in this together, right? We're all in this together, mamas. And even though sometimes it feels isolating, just know that we are all here with you, for you. Again, I want to thank Abby, and I want to thank Jessica from the Waldock Way and from Rooted in Rest for allowing me to collaborate, and for letting this little, teeny tiny homeschool mama out there in the YouTube world join on with them. Hopefully this is a great video for you. If you like it, hit subscribe. Check out my other videos. I'm going to link some after this video. And also you could follow me on Instagram at FirewifeLawyerMom911 to see what we do on the day-to-day. Thank you so much, everybody, and I will see you in my next one. Bye-bye.